at your dog. Can you see him?
No.
Lean this way. Lean this way.
Okay.
Start.
Yeah, it's recording.
I'm not gonna do that. I just wanted to.
Do it.
Hey, friends and family, we're live.
Yep.
Anyway, we wanted to make a quick video, just to kind of say we're here, we're settled-ish, and kind of ramble for a few minutes and explain a little bit of what it took to get out here. I know a lot of people have been asking questions. I've been getting a lot of text messages and stuff, so we thought we would just kind of do, hopefully, a quick explanation, but
It's not going to be quick.
it's not going to be quick because there's so much to talk about, and I like to tell stories, so anyway. So starting off, most of you knew that we had gotten jobs together at the same school in Chungwon, and we were going to start October 17th, whatever. That fell through. There was a really big, long story behind it, but basically there was a teacher at that school who told them she would work for an extra month, and she did, and they didn't pay her, and things started going crazy, and our recruiter finally just said, I'm not sending these two other teachers to you if you don't pay her, and they didn't pay her. So our recruiter thankfully said, I'm not sending you all to this school because they're not good, and I don't want you in that situation. So it was really scary for about 13 hours because we didn't really know what else was going on. Luckily, she, from the moment she told us that we had lost those jobs, or not really lost them, but refused them basically, she told me that she already had a job lined up for me with a different school. I didn't have to interview for it. They just were going to give me the job. So that was really great. Problem is, Clint does not currently have a job here in Korea, so hopefully that will work its way out. Everybody keep us in your positive thoughts and prayers and all that stuff.
Or I could not get a job and I'll just be a stay-at-home dog dad.
Nope. First of all, don't ever call yourself a dog dad.
Dog dad.
No. Also, no, we can't afford to live out here without you also having a job. Anyway, so that's basically the story of that. So now we're at another school, and we're actually in a different town. Still close to Chungwon, but it's called Jinhae. It's closer to the coast. It's very beautiful.
It's
if anybody has seen the Facebook or Instagram pictures we posted that we got to take from a mountain view the other day, it's freaking gorgeous. Not as much smog. Still smog, but not as much. So it's been really cool. I went on Friday. Okay, sorry. Backing up here. Get really ahead of myself. So, getting out here. We flew out on Wednesday.
So our flight left on Wednesday. Okay. So we brought Miso Puppy along with us, and that was a whole big thing because you have to arrive at the airport, 2 hours early to get him checked in with United. The desk opens at 4, our flight leaves at 6. So we were at the desk, we got everything going. It was stupidly heartbreaking to leave our puppy in the care of another human being to be put on a plane to be flown.
I cried in the Oklahoma City airport,
Yeah,
and I'm not ashamed of it. It's also not the first time I've ever cried there, so
Yeah,
whatever.
so
But
you're good.
I cried.
So the flight from OKC to Chicago was not bad. I mean, it's just a 2-hour flight, no big deal, whatever. So the thing about it is, whenever you get to Chicago, United doesn't move your animals for you. You have to go pick them up from their pet safe area. So it's in their cargo. It's literally like a compound. I mean, it was 20 minutes. It was a 25 minute drive to the compound with a taxi. There was a whole big thing. So we split up, right? We decided that we're going to split up because we can't do this together because we have a very short window in which to take care of this nonsense.
I'll keep everything. He got off the plane before I even got off the plane, and I was going to take the 2 carry-ons and the two backpacks, and I was just going to meet him at the international terminal, which I thought was just still in the airport. I wouldn't have to leave the airport. I would just go to the terminal. He would go get Miso. He wouldn't have to come back through security with all that stuff. No big deal.
So if you ever have the chance to go to Chicago or fly through Chicago O'Hare,
change your ticket and don't do it.
Yeah. Instead, punch yourself in the genitals and spray some hot sauce in your eyes, because that is a much more pleasant experience than it is going through Chicago O'Hare International. I'm sorry, family, that doesn't enjoy that kind of language, genitals and hot sauce, but whatever. okay, so we split up. So I find the way out of the airport and I go downstairs. You can't hail a taxi like, hey, taxi, taxi. You have to stand in line and wait. So I stood in line and waited for a taxi. Got in the first taxi. I said, I need a van. The guy waved down a van for me. I got in the first taxi. We were going along. I gave the guy the address and he says, oh, that's not in Chicago. I said, yes, it is. It's, the cargo compound for the airport. And he's like, no, that's not in Chicago. That's a different city. And I said, that isn't possible because that's where they have our dog. Anyway, we have that discussion. He finally says, okay, well, I'll put it in my GPS. Okay, that's smart. That should be like thing number one that a cab driver does is like put an address in GPS if you don't know where it is. Sorry, I'm being really like snarky about this. It was very upsetting.
Have you ever driven a cab? Do you even know?
I don't even know. Did you die though? Did you die though? So anyway, we finally get going. And he's like, okay. And I was like, all right, well, I'm picking up a very large package. I've got, I'm picking up my dog. And he said, oh, dog, no dog in the cab. And I said, well, he's in a crate and like, it's not a big deal. I got more rude and angry with somebody than I've ever been in my life. Anybody that knows me knows that I don't get mad, I don't get rude, I don't get angry. This guy, like, I was flying off the handle and I finally said, I'm getting, like, let me out. Stop here, I'm getting out. And so I got out of the cab and I stood in another line for another 10 minutes. And I got the coolest cab driver ever. His name is Wallace. He was like the coolest guy. Like he was an old Chicago black guy, just like dropping knowledge on me about getting around the airport. And he was offering, because Rhiannon was like, beside herself, worried.
Oh yeah, let's pause your story for a minute and go into what I was dealing with, which was realizing as I was walking to Terminal 5, which is the international terminal, that I had to go outside the airport and get on a bus and go to this other terminal.
You haven't told me that story yet, so this is news for me too. Okay,
everybody settle in. Anyway, so I realized that like I'm walking and finally the last arrow for Terminal 5 points like outside the airport, and I just was like, what? Like, I don't even know what this means. And I finally start like looking around and reading things, and the terminal for the international flights is in a totally different like section, which is really not unusual for an airport, but we're from Oklahoma where you literally have there's 14 terminals and that's it. So I'm carrying 2 bags and 2 backpacks, all of which are completely oversized for what they should have been. We had, obviously we were packing all of our things. Anyway, so I'm trying to drag these mothers around and carry my backpack and have his backpack, and things are falling and I'm like just beside myself. And so I call him and I'm telling him what I think is going to happen, but that I have to leave so that no matter what, we're going to have to go through security again. And it's just this whole big thing. So we leave. I finally just am like, okay, I have to leave. So I leave, I had a little quick cry, and then I left. And then I went and I got on the bus that took me to the international terminal. There's a lot that went on for me. Like, I had to ask the security guy, like, where the Asiana Airlines thing was, or where the dog check, because when we went to Will Rogers, we went to the United to check in, and they were like, no, you have to check your dog downstairs. And we were like, great. So we did that. So when we got to the other airport, I thought, that's probably going to be the same situation. It's probably going to be a different section for dog check-in. So I asked him, and he was like, you'll need to go talk to Asiana Airlines. And I was like, oh, fine. Like, heaven forbid anybody know answers to questions that I don't have to stand in the Asiana Airline line to figure out. Because anyway, so I go upstairs, I find Asiana Airlines, and I wait for Clint to get back with the dog. So we're texting and calling back and forth, and we finally get back together in front of Asiana Airlines. We get in line.
Wait, well, you're skipping over my whole rest of the story.
Sorry.
Like, that's really rude.
Okay, it wasn't rude.
So, anyway, Wallace was like being really helpful. Like I told him, my wife is really upset. Like, we had to split up and all this stuff. So he's offering, he was like, well, since I'm taking you back anyway, we'll swing back by Terminal 1, tell her to meet us downstairs, we'll pack her up too, and then I'll just take you guys over to Terminal 5, everything will be fine, all this stuff. I was like, okay, well by this time, Rhiannon had already, he was a super nice guy, so awesome, gave him a really good tip because he was just awesome, and it was the last time I ever tipped, because we don't tip out here, which is fantastic. Anyway, another video. Anyway, we get to the dog, or the cargo area where you pick up your dog. We get Miso. He's like talking to me about it. He's like, well, you don't want to walk him around and everything. And I'm like, no. He's just a super nice guy. We get back to the airport. Like, he helps me unload Miso, like, gets me on my way. Really nice guy. Anyway, that was all my story, so there wasn't really much more.
So then we get back together, we meet up, we check into Asiana. The woman that's checking us in is super helpful. She's very nice. They got us in quickly. She told us where we needed to go take Miso, which was just down the way. Like, it was literally just
at the end of the rows of.
So we had to go check him in there, and she was like, some people wait. We start boarding at 11, and she was like, but you can whatever. So we just decided, like, let's just go ahead and get him.
Sorry, Miso.
Sorry, there's noise in the hallway.
Because we're right next to somebody else.
Oh,
talk quieter.
Anyway. So we, where was I in the story? We'll cut this part out. We said we weren't going to edit it.
No, we're not cutting this part out.
Fine.
You were in the story where she said that we board at 11:30.
Or 11. So, anyway, we just decided, like, as much as...
Miso.
No.
Miso, come here. Miso. No. Maybe you should shut the door. Sorry. We're totally not editing this out either. You're going to have to sit through this because...
Oh, family and friends, you're going to hate us. Anyway, okay, so...
Quieter.
We dropped...
Very loud. You are being very loud. Okay.
So we dropped Miso off at this little thing. We just decided we're going to go ahead and do it. We don't know how much time we have, so we drop him off. Didn't cry as hard that time, but definitely was harder. It was better but harder because then I knew we were putting him on 14-hour flight, which was going to be really difficult. So anyway, we went to the international security line, check-in terminal, whatever. I literally don't even know that I want to talk about this part. I'm going to give like the shortest version of this I can because I'm going to get so frustrated talking about it. No, I don't even want to hear it again. Like,
we'll just cover your ears. Just cover your ears. Okay, so here's the thing. We get to the international security check-in line. I mean, it's just like every other security.
From the moment we walk up there, rude.
Yeah, like
the guys are being rude to people who are walking up.
You keep getting like really loud. Like you keep spiking your voice. It's okay. And our landlord.
We never hear anybody else, so they can't hear us.
Right. But they talk quietly.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so right, like super rude. Like the first guy that's like directing you where to go is like, no, come here, and not you. You stay over there. You come here. It's just ridiculous, right? So
unnecessary, mostly.
Yeah,
like,
unnecessary.
There was only like 5 people walking up, and there were like 4 lines, so
exactly.
It's ridiculous.
It was just outrageous. So we get in the line. So basically, they're directing you in a line to get into another line, right? So we get in line. They look at our passports and our boarding passes, and then we get another line. And by this time, the really rude guy from the beginning has come back here to the security lines and is starting to tell people like, merge, you need to merge. And just like, nobody understands what he's saying because it's international flights.
Right,
like,
that was the first problem I had. They're all international people. They're going home or they're going on international flights. Not all of them, obviously they were, like we were there and other people were there, but a good majority of those people were international folk, and they did not understand what he was saying, and so then he would like yell it at them.
Because raising your voice is the best way to get people to understand your language.
That makes people understand you better.
In case you didn't know, whenever we're teaching kids English here, we're just going to yell at them in English, because the louder it goes into your ear,
then they'll
the
get
easier your brain comprehends it.
So he's yelling at them.
Pro tip.
Anyway, he's yelling at them, and we're just standing in line, like, watching him, and we keep commenting on, like, how rude he is, but nobody around us speaks English, so, so we're just, like, talking to ourselves, and we're like, he's so rude, like, blah, blah. So we finally get up to the line. They're being really rude. We put our stuff on. They say, take out your laptops, take out all this stuff, no water, whatever. So I take my laptop out, I take everything out. This guy, I had a water bottle in my backpack, and I did not think I had water in it. And he said, do you have water in here? And I was like, no. Because I got through Oklahoma City security with that water bottle, and I did not put water in it, and so I thought, no, I don't have anything in there. So I told him no, and he was like, still took it out of the bag and shook it, and he was like, something's in there, and I was like, no, and I opened it, and sure enough, there was like this much water in it, which is a problem. Like, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have gotten so mad about that much water, but I shouldn't have gotten through Oklahoma City security with that much water. If you tell me one more time that I'm yelling.
But you are.
I'm gonna kill you.
Okay.
Oh my god. Anyway, so I got through Oklahoma City security with this water, and anyway, so I had to run and like throw it in the trash can, and so we're going through. I get through everything, and then I get through, and the guy's like, is this your bag? And I said, no, it's his, pointing to Clint, and he was like...
By that time, I had already, I was standing in the little, like the naked scanner. So not
So
that I
he was
naked,
like,
but
"Is
that
there
it
a laptop
scanned
in
you
there?" And I
naked.
said, "No, I don't think so." Or he was like, "There's a laptop in here," and I was like, "What?" And I
Because
rolled
the
my
guy-
eyes because I thought he had just forgotten his
No,
laptop.
the guy had asked me, like, as I'm putting the bag in there, he said, "You don't have a laptop in here?" And I said, "No," because I packed my laptop in my checked baggage because I didn't have it. Well, anyway, what ended up happening is I had my computer components from my PC that I built with me in my checked baggage, but it's not a laptop, so there's a big difference there. So we got through Oklahoma City security with it just fine, and the only reason I left it in Oklahoma City is because I had been through the process of them having to take stuff out of my bag already before, so I knew that it would be really easy and simple, and whatever, we had plenty of time while we were there. So he comes over and he's like, you know, "You've got something in here that's the size of a laptop," and I said, "Well, it's computer components, they're in a box, it's taped up, they're wrapped in bubble wrap in, you know, anti-static bags and everything like that." And he said, "Well, I'm gonna have to take it out." And I said, "Are you gonna have to like cut up in the box and cut up on everything?" And he was like, "Yeah." So again, I gave him crap because that's what everybody else was doing.
It was
And I feel
literally like the most attitude I've ever seen you give anyone. And it wasn't even really a lot.
Yeah.
You were just like, "Man, that stuff was really expensive." And you
Yeah.
said it like that, which isn't really even that rude, but for you, I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh crap." I was just like,
Well,
"I'm
it's telling
about to
me
lose
because
it."
like I imagine him just like taking a knife and just like slicing it and just cutting, like, it was ridiculous. Anyway, so he ended up being really nice and just putting it back through the machine to scan it and bring it over, and he said, "Okay, you're good to go." He gave me tape to tape the box back up. Like, he was really nice.
Then he started being nice because I had to like cram all of our stuff together because I had to get everything off of there to make sure that our crap wasn't stolen because he made you go over there. So I'm having to get all of Clint's stuff, his shoes, his bag, like all this stuff. So I'm piling it all into one of the bins so that I can get everything out of the way and move, because they make you feel, I mean, everyone who's been through TSA, they're jerks. Like,
For the most part.
for the most part. Oklahoma City security, really nice, really cordial. I've never had a problem with them. Shoot, they let me get through security with
water.
Like, whatever. Yeah. But, like, the bigger airports, they're jerks. And that's just the TSA way, I guess. They seem to embrace it, so I don't think this video will offend any of them. So anyway, in the process, I put my laptop on top, and I was just trying to get everything off. So I'm standing next to Clint, and I'm asking him kind of like, what's going on? As my laptop slides off of the jacket or whatever and lands on the tile floor, and the corner of it busts, and I pick it up, and I'm just pissed off, and I said, I said an expletive. I'm not going to say it in this video, but I said, "I freaking hate this place," and I, you know, sauntered off in a very mature way, and I went and just sat on this bench over there. So I think the guy realized that we were getting really pissed off. Like, he wasn't one of the people that was being like rude and like, there were times when there were just times when people, one of the guys was like, "I'm not y'all's servant. Like, I don't know why you're..."
Really dumb.
Like, it was just,
because
they were
people
just
were
being
asking him,
so
like,
rude.
what do I put in the bucket? Can you put this in the bucket for me? Can you hand me a bucket?
And then they're telling people to get through the line, but you have to wait to push your stuff. But then they don't want to push your stuff. They're like, "We're not pushing your stuff through this conveyor belt.
So instead of helping,
you need to do it yourself.
Saying, like,
I'm not your servant,"
anyway,
like all this stuff.
Her laptop falls, like it bends.
He
like,
realizes that we're ticked
like,
off. So I think he started being cool because he realized that we were like livid. We get through, we finally get everything done. We walk up to our gate. It's literally time to board, which we're so glad we didn't like play around or walk miso, because we would have been late. Luckily it's assigned seating, so it didn't really matter. We got on the plane. The plane ride was fine.
The plane ride was actually really nice. The seats were comfortable.
We had some Korean.
I watched like a bunch of movies.
Yeah, free movies, so I watched like a ton of stuff. Clint watched a ton of stuff. You all had your personal little screen.
Fell asleep for a little bit.
Yeah,
really
not
nice.
a lot of leg room. I ended up with swollen feet, which is apparently a thing that I have now in life. So that part wasn't bad. We land
in Incheon Airport, and dear Lord, this is like the most like efficient and clean airport I've ever been in.
Man.
Like, it's just outrageous.
It's quiet,
so nice.
it's clean.
Yeah.
You feel like you're walking to like a 5-star, like you just walked in the VIP section that you never get to see like in an airport. Anyway.
So we go down, and this is the best part. So we go down to the baggage claim after getting our passport stamped and everything like that. We go down to the baggage claim. Well, right next to
through customs.
Well,
like, get your passports. I'm just teasing you.
Okay.
We went through customs. We're adults who know how to use words.
So they stamped our passports. We went down to the baggage claim, and it's really cool because for Asiana, they have the baggage claim, and then right there is where they bring out your pet.
There was
Miso. So Miso was just like right there. Like, so I went and talked to him, like talked to the guy that was bringing him, and he said, "Okay, get your baggage, then we'll go over to whatever. So we went over to the
literally the kindest, most efficient process of all this travel was in that 15-minute, like, getting our bags. The bags were there, like, immediately. The guy walked us over to the I don't know what they call it, but like
inspection area. He walked us over there. They did that really quickly.
They looked at his papers. They didn't give us any crap about it.
Super easy.
Then we walked past the person that like is supposed to check him, and he literally just looked in. And he was like, "I just wanted to see how cute he was."
Yeah,
so
that's all he said. He was like,
"He looks good." Nothing. Like they were so kind, and everybody was so helpful. He helped push Miso like out and everything. It was so nice. Anyway.
So then we get to.
And then the fun begins again.
So then we get to the area where we have to get a bus. And it literally took us an hour to figure out what bus to get and where to. The cool thing was, like...
Partly that was our fault, because our recruiter had told us exactly where to go.
But we didn't.
But we're American. Why would we read the directions and like literally do what we're supposed to do?
So anyway, but there are a lot of nice like cab drivers and stuff trying to help us out. Like everybody wanted to be really helpful. I think part of it was like, hey, come use my cab. But the other part of it is once they realized that we were going to a city that was 5 hours away, they were like, okay, well, let's try and help you out.
Yeah, and they were showing us like where to get the bus, and they were telling us, I don't think they'll let a dog on the bus, which we were concerned because our recruiter had told us it would be fine, like no problem. Anyway, we finally got a ticket for the bus, and then we had like a little bit of time to just sit in the airport and like
chill out,
which was good. Like as much as I wanted to get here because I was tired of traveling, it was good to just have that like 2 hours that we just sat. We got some drinks. Miso got out. He walked around. It was just really good. So then we get on the bus.
So the thing, like in America, usually whoever's driving the bus will like load your bags for you, or you know, there's somebody that does.
Maybe not America. Maybe just Disney.
Maybe just
because that's really the only experience we've had, and they loaded our bags for us. So
anyway, like you have to hand the guy your bags, and like there's a guy that's like underneath the bus, like crouched down, like pulling bags in to situate them and everything. But the bus driver is just standing off by himself, not doing anything.
Point of this story: my amazing husband was super aggressive, and he was like, "Let's be at the front. Let's do this," because we had so many bags, and there were obviously a lot of people. So he got there, and he got our bags on there first. We got Miso on there first.
And the guy at the bus driver was like, all this, and pointed at me, and I was like, it's 2 people.
And he was like,
oh, okay.
He was not very nice either, which was really weird, because literally we have not experienced anybody not being nice to us except for that bus driver.
Maybe it was a long day. Maybe he didn't want to drive all the way to Changwon and have to go home. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So anyway, we get everything loaded on. Miso's right at the front, like we're underneath the bus, and he was totally fine. So if you're freaking out about putting your dog underneath the bus, don't, because the exhausts out the back of the bus, not into the baggage area.
We Googled it before we got on this bus. I'm still not okay with the fact that we had to put our dog underneath the bus, but there was literally no other way we were getting to Changwon with our puppy without this, like, so it was fine.
So the bus driver, my God, this man...
I wish that I could have been with him underneath in the cargo, because on the bus, like being so much higher up, it had to have been worse for us. Yeah, anyway.
He's like Korean Mario Andretti. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like
I didn't think we would make it alive.
We
were taking corners at like 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I am being loud. Anyway, so...
so the bus left at 7:50. It's a 5-hour drive to Changwon from Seoul. Right? So we should have been here at 10 till 1. We got here at 10 minutes after 12. That is 40 minutes quicker than we were supposed to arrive. It was just ridiculous. So we get on the bus.
And I don't know if they just told us wrong, because my director was there waiting for us when we got there. So he obviously knew, like...
well, I think he thought we left at 7:10. I don't think... He thought we left at 7:10.
Anyway, we get off the bus. He's there, and I'm literally just, like, introducing, like, shaking his hand and saying, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you." And the bus driver comes up and is like, "Hey!" And he's like pointing at our stuff, like, "Get your crap off the bus," because everyone else had gotten their stuff off the bus. Yeah. They don't mess around.
No.
So anyway,
efficient.
So we rid our stuff off the bus real quick, and our director's like, "Oh, you have a dog?" And we were like, "Yeah, we told our or we told our recruiter," which is true. Oh, that was the other thing. Back to when we found out that nothing was going in our favor and we were losing our jobs, we just decided to come clean with our recruiter and be like, "Listen, this is the situation. We have a dog with us. This is it." And she was like, "Oh, that's no problem." She was like, "I have placed 2 couples in the last year that have pets." She was like, "It's no problem. The landlords don't care as long as your dog doesn't bark," which anybody who knows Miso knows that he literally doesn't bark, like, ever.
But apparently our landlord does care.
Well, we don't really know. We're uncertain of it, but we're just going to ride that uncertainty until we have to face it head on. But anyway, so our original plan was to just tell our director that we had told the recruiter, and maybe she forgot to tell him. which ended up being the excuse we used, but it wasn't actually an excuse anymore.
Right.
It was the truth.
That's
So
the truth.
anyway, he's here and
So,
it's fine, and I don't think it's going to be an issue. I don't think if the landlord does know and he doesn't like it, I don't think he's going to say anything to us, because it doesn't seem like he wants to deal with us because we are American, which is fine with me.
Yeah, totally okay.
Whatever.
But so Rhiannon is director.
Or not because we're American, but because we speak English, and I don't think he speaks English. I didn't mean that to sound like.
Sure.
Anyway.
So anyway, we cram our, what is it? We have 6 total suitcases, Miso's crate, and 2 backpacks. We cram all of that stuff into her director's Hyundai sedan that he brought. He was like,
he didn't know that we were
bags.
bringing
Like,
this giant crate, so
yeah, he was like, I should have brought my van. And I was just like, oh, we'll make it work. He has a van. Yeah. So anyway, we got here at like 1 o'clock.
Again, you and your amazing, like, I don't even know. I was so tired and just couldn't think. He got everything packed into that tiny car. We both held a suitcase on our laps, but Miso was in there with us because we were going to try and get a cab, and it was just really confusing.
Yeah. So we
point
get
of story,
here,
don't do this alone.
Yeah, we get here to our apartment at like 12:30. We get unpacked. We're on the 4th floor, so we carry everything up 4 flights of stairs. No big deal. We're up here.
And he asked us on the way here if we had dinner, and we were like, yeah, we had dinner.
We just lied. We were just like, yeah, we had dinner. We're good to go. Like all this stuff, because really, like, we'd been traveling for literally 24 hours. So we walk in the door, we get everything unpacked, and we're kind of sitting there. He was like, okay, well, do you guys want to go get something to eat or get some drinks? We're just like, okay.
It's super rude to like refuse that stuff in Korea, so we were like,
so we're just like, okay,
it's
yeah,
12:30, or it was later than that.
But we went to this awesome restaurant. He ordered way too much food.
I mean, in his defense, we're not small people, and he was probably like, they can eat, but we couldn't. Like, it was so much food. But it's so
anyway,
good.
That's, I mean, that's how we got here, and we made it.
And this is the longest freaking video ever.
Yeah,
but
it's 26 minutes.
We're not editing it because we're tired, and we just wanted to shoot a video that just told you exactly how it was. Sorry if this is boring for anybody.
Yeah,
if you made it all the way through, fantastic.
Yeah.
If you skipped around, don't blame you.
Yeah,
Probably should have told you in the beginning to like have a snack though, like prepared. So anyway, that's the story of how we got here. It's done. Like that's it.
She starts.
That's all there is.
So she starts her job tomorrow. I start being a lazabout tomorrow.
All I'm saying is this house better be spick and span. There better be I can't even talk. There better be dinner on the table that we don't have when I get home.
Yep.
That's not true at all. We'll go get food because there's so much food here.
So amazing.
It's so cheap
So
and it's
amazing.
all so good.
So you made it to the end of this video. Congratulations. This is the bonus section.
If we had medals, we'd give them to you.
The bonus section is that we tell you the next video that we're going to do is an apartment tour, and it will be like literally a very small fraction of the amount of this video, I promise, because this video is way too long.
But also because our apartment is tiny.
Super tiny.
Anyway,
love you guys. We'll talk to you again soon, and enjoy America for us. Go Broncos!
bye.
Just saying.